What is happening, my people? This is Tim Dodd with the Tim Dodd Show, and today I want to talk to you about using LinkedIn for business-to-business marketing and getting clients, getting leads, all of that. And I do have very in-depth tutorials on the little nuts and bolts, and I can reference those in today's video. But really today I wanted to go over a little bit of an overarching where LinkedIn is at, why you should be on this platform, and how to differentiate yourself, because we're in a very unique time. And I've been in this business for over 10 years doing marketing and sales. I've been using LinkedIn on a high level for 6 years. And in 2021, we reached out to over 4 million individuals, owners, executives, decision makers on LinkedIn. In 2022, we're on track to reaching out to over 20 million people alone. And what I want to do is share with you not only how to use LinkedIn to get leads and customers, but also a big shift that is happening. And really, when COVID came, it brought everybody into the digital world. Everybody's on Zoom, everybody's working from home, and you have a whole mass of people that are saying, why am I making my boss rich? Why am I doing all this work? I could just do my marketing, my coaching, whatever business and industry. They're saying, why don't I do this myself? And so what's happening is you have more businesses, more marketing agencies, more coaching companies, more whatever, insert your business, anything you can do from home or remotely. You have more entrepreneurs growing literally 5 times faster than demand for service is growing. And so what's happening is on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere you go, everybody's trying to be an entrepreneur, and they are pitching to your clients, both your future clients and your current clients, that they can do the same thing that you do, but better, faster, and cheaper. And in this new world, it's not going to stop. You might be watching this in 2023, 2024. You're probably going to look around and go, wow, it's still happening. Because this is where the world is going, is that there's a lot of opportunity to make money from home. That also means that the competition is going to keep increasing more and more and more. I'm going to walk you through how to make sure you're always differentiated. I'm going to walk you through how to make sure that you always have opportunity, no matter how cannibalized your industry becomes. I'm going to make sure that you are set apart. And when I mentioned before that we reached out to over 4 million in 2021 and that we're going to reach out to over 20 million people in 2022, that's not just quantity without quality. You see, most people think you have to do one or the other. You have to either do a quantity of outreach and the quality is going to be really low, or you have to do quality and it's going to be very manual and very time consuming. The reality is, what we're up against with the competition, the amount of businesses out there starting, is for you to compete, you actually have to both automate in bulk and humanize in a way that you are able to outreach to a high level of people, a high volume of people in a very human, effective way so that you can actually get meetings and look unique. Let me give you an example. So LinkedIn, you can target very specific business owner, executive, how long they've been in the company, how long they've owned the company, what's their location, how many employees do they have. And if I'm doing a bulk outreach, say for restaurant owners, I'm targeting restaurant owners, I can segment based off of the restaurant owner size, geography, etc. And I could say, hey, I'm in Miami right now, so I could say, if I'm reaching out to Miami market, I could say, hey, we help small restaurants in Miami, Florida, double their new business and triple their repeat and returning customers within 90 days. Would it be worth your time to learn more? And obviously, I have more in-depth trainings on how to create those messages, but that allows you to segment, get specific about that restaurant owner and get a specific outcome and for it to feel personal to them. But I can also do that in bulk. I can literally copy that in every single city in the United States. That's one thing that's great about LinkedIn, is it allows me to be very specific about certain types of targeting so that my outreach becomes very effective. What most people do wrong is either on one side, they're like, hey, I just want to do manual and perfect outreach. And that's so time consuming, and your return of the results you get for the time you have to put in doesn't make sense. On the other side, people just send out so much automation, they don't humanize it, they don't make the messaging specific, that it just doesn't work very effectively. You have to find a way to both automate as much as you can and humanize as much as you can, because in the world of automation and bots and all that stuff, most people think that they're just in an automated system. If you can make them feel human, if you can make them feel like you're talking to them versus pitching them or just giving them a generic pitch, you're going to set yourself apart. And that's why you have to automate and humanize, because if you try to humanize, it's going to take too long. If you try to automate, it's going to take too long. You've got to automate and humanize. Okay, so how do you do that? Obviously, when you're automating, you got to automate the outreach, the people you're connecting with. Maybe the first message, you have a drip sequence to get them to respond. Once they respond, you're then going to take over as a human and respond and get the meeting set up. You can also delegate that. We build a lot of teams in the Philippines specifically, but if you want to build locally in the US or you have another country you prefer to work with, you can do that as well. But we're going to automate the original drip message, make it very specific, like I said. And then from there, when somebody actually responds, we're then going to have an actual conversation with that person to eventually get them on a call. And once you have this dialed in, you can easily get 10, 20, 30, 50, 100, 200, 500 plus. We're getting over 1,000 meetings a month using that specific type of automation and humanization. That part you can dial in, very important, but that's just solving your first problem. People think that the lead side is their only problem. That's just problem number one. The next problem you need to solve is how do you convert these meetings into actual customers? And most people that are used to coming from referrals or some kind of warm type of meeting, they just assume I just need the right leads. I just need the right meetings and they will convert. I close at a 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100% close rate. Then you get the meetings of people you've extroverted, you've gone out and said, hey, I can help you. Do you want to talk? And those meetings have trouble converting because referrals come pre-built with trust. For somebody to buy and do business with you, they have to know three things subconsciously or consciously, but most of the time this is subconscious. What's in it for me? They have to know what's in it for me. That's why using a pitch, hey, we do social media marketing, content marketing, all of these, you lay out all your list of all your services. That doesn't say anything to them for what's in it for them. So you got to answer that question, what's in it for me? The next question you have to answer is, what makes your business different than the 1,000 other social media or marketing companies or real estate agents that I've ever talked to before? And then third, you have to answer, how can I trust you? Why should I trust you? And if you can answer those things, what's in it for them, what makes you different than everybody else in the market, and why they should trust you, that's when people buy. And that's why referrals are so effective, is because they come pre-built with those being answered in most cases. But when I go reach out to somebody, it might be a qualified meeting, a great person. If I don't answer those three questions, they're going to say, timing's bad. We don't have the budget. We're going to look around. We're thinking about it. We're going to do it later. And then the average business person is going to say that doesn't understand sales process is going to say those leads weren't qualified. They weren't the right ones. But the reality is you didn't answer those three questions. This is why most people say, hey, I tried Google ads. It didn't work. I tried Facebook ads. It didn't work. I tried LinkedIn outreach. It didn't work. I tried. Insert anything and it didn't work. That's because they are trying to bypass a critical part of the buyer's process. Most people think about the sales process. My sales process is this. They get on the phone, I send them a proposal, and they buy. But you forget the way that you buy things, that people buy things, where they go through a process. And instead of forcing them into your process, just remember the way that you buy things. When you get on a call with somebody, you want to know what's in it for you. You want to know what makes this person different than the 1,000 other people out there. And you want to know why you should even trust them. And if you can't answer those questions when you're on a call with somebody else, you're not going to buy. But for some reason, Entrepreneurs that are only used to referrals, they kind of treat the sales process different than the process that they go through to buy. So just remember, your buyers need to know what's in it for them. They need to know what makes you different, and they need to trust you. And you can actually do this in an automated way, but it is going to require a little bit of a change, both on what happens before the call, what happens during the call, and what happens after the call. This is what is called flow, conversion, retention. So you think about, number one, what's the flow of leads coming into your business? Number two is the conversion part. How do I convert these leads that don't know me yet? They don't trust me yet. They don't know what's in it for them yet. How do I convert those into clients? And then the third part is retention. How do I not only keep these clients, but how do I keep selling them more things because they've gotten so much value from them? So let's look at the second part, flow, conversion, retention. Let's look at conversion. Conversion is not going to happen by just setting up a meeting and getting a qualified lead. You set up a meeting, you send a proposal, and then you wait for some magical thing for them to come back to you. That's just not going to happen. If that's the way you're doing business, I want to show you how to change that. And I have a whole entire step-by-step training on pretty much everything I've said in this video. You can check it out in the description, including this sales process I'm about to tell you. Is, let's say somebody books a call with you on Monday and that call's not till Friday. You want to build some kind of trust up. You want to show them how you're different. You want to give them value so that by the time they get on a call, there's some trust built with you. They can see the results you've gotten. They can see what makes you different. Now, on that call itself, you don't want to do that hard selling buy or die, buy or die, buy or die. You want to do what's called conversation conversions. This is where you actually can handle objections, you can handle the conversation, and you can do it in a non-salesy way, because these days, customers, they can buy anywhere. They can go anywhere. There's 1,000 other people offering what seems to them to be the same thing as what you're offering, but for better, faster, cheaper, and less aggressiveness. So you definitely want to be confident. You definitely want to be willing to persist and handle the objections and all that, but it has to be done through a conversational format. The old ways of the hardcore buy or die doesn't work. Yes, you have to be able to persist through the sell, but what you want to do is you actually want to set up that conversation as a sales call. You actually want to do it in such a way that if they don't buy, they still leave with a very good taste in their mouth. Why is that? Because you want to be able to follow up with them. We have one client, they're paying us for 120 meetings a month, something like that. And they're getting 1 out of 10 calls that they get on convert in the first month, but 5 out of 10 meetings convert in the first year. And for cold outreach, if anybody in the business knows that a cold outreach or even ads running for you, to get 5 out of 10 to convert is a very, very high level of conversion. And you do that through having very positive interactions from the booking to the warm up to the meeting to the follow up thereafter. And so you got to make sure that you're setting the context on this call, yes, to convert as many people as you can in that first month, those first few calls, but also to have a proper follow up so that when you are following up with them, they're excited to hear from you. They're excited 6 months down the line when they're now ready to do business. They're excited that you've been following up with them because you're the first person on their mind. Now, money is in the follow-up. Most people, they just get on the meeting, they send the proposal, either it works or it doesn't work. But most businesses are not doing follow-up. And so this is your opportunity to really, really look different than what everybody else is doing. But you don't have to do it in some kind of salesy way. It can literally just be checking in on them a couple times a month. Hey, how's it going? What's new this month? Anything I can help you with? Keep it very conversational. Again, I have a whole training on how to do this. The whole point is that they want to see what's in it for them, why should they trust you, and what makes you different. And it doesn't have to be in a very specific order, but as long as they have those 3 things, they're going to do business with you sooner or later, as long as you stay on their radar. Now, we talk about flow, conversion, and retention as being critical. The reality is that the priority is in that order. Number 1 priority for your business is a flow. those leads coming in, those people getting on your calendar. Number 2 priority is the conversion of those meetings into actual customers. Your 3rd priority is then the actual retention. How do I deliver for these clients? How do I sell them more things? Most people get this wrong. They start with the retention and then they go to the flow, and then they don't even build the conversion part. They flip it all around. And the reality is that means that you're obsessed with a job, not a business. To build a successful company, you actually have to be obsessed with the business model. If anybody's ever read the book E-Myth, he talks about most entrepreneurs start a business on an entrepreneurial seizure, meaning they love the work they're doing, the coaching, the running the ads, the whatever that job is that you do. They love doing that. They figured, hey, I could do this on my own and make more money and have fun. And they go out and start a business. But that's not the business. A business is a lot. It's operational. It's cultural. How do you build a team? How do you get a flow of new leads? How do you convert those leads over a 1-year period? How do you build out that system? And to be really successful, you actually want to fall in love with the whole system, not just the delivery of the product. And that's where most people get it wrong, is they're just so in love with the delivery of the product, and they just think, if I could just find that one magical lead person that could get me these leads, and then I could just focus on the product, everything would be cool and kosher. But it's just not going to work that way. Here's the thing. If you love whatever the technical part that you do, that's okay. But you have to fall in love with the actual whole business structure and process. Otherwise, you're going to be trapped in a job that is creating feast or famine with your income basically forever. It's going to be feast or famine. And with the amount of competition that's rising, you're just not going to be able to compete. It's going to be very, very difficult. Here's the thing though, if you build out those operational systems, you build out that culture, you build out that flow, you build out that conversion system, so now it's running this machine very well, then you add automation to most of the processes, then you add delegation where you got some team members, maybe here in the US, some overseas, in the Philippines or wherever. Now you have a system that's running for you and building for you, so that, hey, I want to take a week vacation off. That's okay. You can do it. It's going to keep growing, keep getting revenue, and keep generating results for your clients. So that's the biggest thing. When I'm looking at LinkedIn for business to business marketing, I think a lot of people think I just need the leads, and you can get that. We have tons of tutorials here on YouTube on how to do that, and it works really well. But just getting leads is just one factor in the process. You need to also make sure that you're converting those leads. Remember, flow, conversion, and then you're retaining those customers and selling them more things. I'll give you an example. So let's say, okay, now we've got our lead systems coming in, we've got our retention system coming in, and now we're selling a $6,000 product, a $6,000 course. Great. And then what happens to that customer after they go through the 6 months of coaching? Right? So if I can say, hey, I've got the leads, I got the conversion, and then I can meet somebody wherever they're at, whether a $2,000 product, a $6,000 product, or a $6,000 a month product. Okay, I meet them where they're at. And then once they've gotten success with that product, which I'm confident in, you're confident in your product, 6 months down the road, they're going to be more successful. They're going to be getting better results. What's the next thing that you can help them out with? Always be thinking, what's the next thing I can help them out with? Because on one side, if I have that system running, flow, conversion, retention, and I'm just making $6,000 off that person, it's like cutting the grass. I have to cut my grass every single week to get revenue coming in. But if I can have what's next for that client, just imagine I got the lead, I got a conversion system, now I got $6,000 on this client. 6 months down the road, they're going, oh my gosh, I love you, you guys are awesome. Let's say I now have a referral system where I'm getting referrals from them, I'm paying them commission for referrals, and then I'm also going, hey, we've got this new program, this mastermind program that we're running. I would love you to be a part of it, and you can sell them that next thing. And then there's always a next thing that you want to be building. You don't have to pre-build all of them. But when you start getting those problems solved, start thinking in your mind, what's next? What's the next thing I could sell them? Because this one format where you go lead, conversion, retention, and that's just $6,000. Imagine if that same process, if that client could be ultimately worth over the period of a couple of years, that client could be worth $15,000 or $20,000 or $30,000. Your front end work for the lead and the conversion is the same. Your back end results can be 4, 5, or 6 times. And that's one thing that makes a huge difference between successful and unsuccessful companies is that when you're just focusing on that front end one right there, you can have ups and downs in the market and the leads, but if you have a good system to keep converting, you're going to do a lot better. So just an overall recap. Right now, we just see businesses starting like crazy. You have to do something that's going to make you stand out. You have to remember, answer in the messaging, in the warm up, in the sales process, in the conversion, what's in it for them, what makes you different, and why should they even trust you. And I have full trainings on how to do that. Very, very specific, how to do your messaging on LinkedIn. Full trainings, very, very specifically, how to use Sales Navigator, how to do outreach, how to get these meetings, how to warm them up, all of the sales process. I have all that. I also have a bonus training that walks you through in one training, one guide, how to do all of those things so you can scale your business. It's going to be a link at the end. Before I share that link with you, if you got value from this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you didn't get any value, you shouldn't do any of that. Literally don't do any of that. But if you did get value, that's the only thing I ask. I don't run ads on my YouTube. I could and make money on it, but I don't because I want to make sure I'm focused on you getting value. That free download doesn't cost you one penny. I just want to make sure that you're getting value because I'm here to help you sell more and scale more. That guide is right down there. Click that link, get that guide, and I will see you at the top.